Before I begin this video, I'd just like to mention that tomorrow's going to be a really huge premiere and is unexpected. Be prepared. Without further ado, let's begin this video. What up, y'all? It is your boy, Zach, as known as King of all YouTubers here, back for more electrifying videos. Before I begin, take all colors of lightning and all YouTube channels and Hulk smash them all into the subscribe button because we are writing positive comments each day. As of today, I'm going to be talking about Game Awards. It's an event that everybody attends to every single year at the end of the year. And it is something that surprises all of you. And before I get further into the situation / backlash of it, I will be right back. Like what I was saying, let's get into the backlash. And boys and girls, audiences are like, what backlash are you talking about? Good question. And good point, audience. It's all about the Game Awards. First, let's start off with Game Awards 2023. It was a really good show, except though they showed the Game of the Year and they did not actual. So, let me put my words together here. So, Game Awards 2023, they announced a game at the very beginning that was supposed to be Game of the Year, but never announced it for the Game of the Year, and basically, they announced another game that was for Game of the Year, and that game won besides that game being the Game of the Year. That is just pure favoritism. What is wrong with the Game Awards 2023? I didn't make a video specifically on Game Awards 2023 being rigged, but it was rigged. Game Awards 2023, yeah, it was. Game Awards 2024, however, was way worse. So, originally, the game at the beginning of Game Awards 2024 was supposed to be the Game of the Year, but instead, Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year for Game Awards 2024. And I made a video about that. I did. Finally, as of last year, and I said the Game Awards 2024 is rigged. And I explained everything of why Game Awards 2024 was rigged and was the worst one yet. That one was like a 6.7 out of 10. Game Awards 2024, yeah, so bad. Why would they even announce that the last announcement, Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3 was a Game of the Year? Why? Tell me why specifically. It didn't win. People have been saying that Baldur's Gate 3 sucks, and Baldur's Gate 3 has like the laggiest server of them all. And I'm not saying it sucks. I'm saying my opinions and why Baldur's Gate 3, why did Baldur's Gate 3 win, and why it shouldn't have in the first place. They did the same thing for last year. They showed a game at the very beginning of Game Awards 2024, and instead of that game being Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year of Game Awards 2024. Something seriously is really wrong with the Game Awards ceremony / event. And now, fast forward from last year to this year. So that was December 11th, 2023, December 11th, 2024. Now, from those 2 years, let's fast forward to this year. On December 11th, 2025, Game Awards 2025 has officially started. Well, it did start as a premiere, like a world premiere. Hence, the first start of Game Awards 2025, Donkey Kong Bonanza being the best family game. Yes. Donkey Kong Bonanza being the best family game of the year. Yes. People have been wanting Donkey Kong Bonanza to be in the best game, like the best family game, and Mario Kart World to be the best sports racing game as well. Those guys won. They did, which was awesome. They have some pretty cool games too. Nintendo Switch 2 games, the launch Nintendo Switch 2 trailers, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, a Nintendo Switch 2 launch teaser trailer. They did do something for Expedition 33, and even Out of the Words, which is a brand new game, and everything else. When Donkey Kong Bonanza got announced of the best family game, I was thinking to myself, could Donkey Kong Bonanza win, actually, the Game of the Year 2025? And people have been saying that throughout the 11 months of 2025. People have been wanting that. And now the Game of the Year this year is Expedition 33. Why? Just why? So ridiculous. It feels like Game Awards event is falling apart. It really is. I feel like it's really possible for Game Awards 2026, Game Awards 2027, Game Awards 2028, Game Awards 2029, and Game Awards 2030. I feel like those guys are gonna flop as well, and being those guys being rigged too. And this year got rigged too. I believe that. Why do I say this? The reason why I'm saying this is because the Game Awards is collapsing as we know it. I am making Power Hour Craft and Jak and Daxter 4, The Return of Gala Maya from my company, Pico Side Studios, and if those games didn't win Game Awards, like let's say Jak and Daxter 4, The Return of Gala Maya won the best family game, and that's Jak and Daxter 4, The Return of Gala Maya, and Power Hour Craft being the best game direction. And if those two games didn't, and if one of them did not win the Game of the Year, then Game Awards has a problem of favoritism, and it's so ridiculous to this really small pixel point of a singularity that Game Awards could collapse on itself. Like, so our whole universe is like full of stars, galaxies, planets in our solar system, tons of solar systems, black holes, and a supermassive black hole. Game Awards is like a supermassive black hole that just keeps on giving, keeps announcing games, keeps spitting stuff out. Music of Donkey Kong Bonanza, Jenny Kidd as the voice actor of the 13-year-old Pauline, going through that supermassive black hole, just spitting stuff out there and announcing a lot of stuff, brand new games, Hades 2, and all of that. And when people call out Game Awards, the supermassive black hole, the main Game Awards, the supermassive black hole in the center of the galaxy, instead of being like huge, when people call them out, it's gonna shrink in to a point to where it's gonna collapse on itself. Bang! It's gonna collapse on itself. I feel like that's what Game Awards are doing to themselves. They are rigging every show every single year. That's the main problem. People did call them out of Game Awards 2023, Game Awards 2024, Game Awards 2025, and we have 5 years, and if those 5 years of Game Awards, well, I believe those other than the next 5 years of Game Awards will be rigged too. I believe that. And so in 2026, so the supermassive black hole in 2023 it looks like this, and in 2024 it's going in like this, and in 2025 it's like this. Well, let's see. It's gonna go in like this for this year. 2026 it's gonna go in this way, and then 2027 it's gonna go this way, and then as of early 2027 it's gonna close in and then go out with a bang. So I feel like Game Awards is shutting down. I did hear a rumor about Game Awards shutting down. That's what I have heard. It's now false information, and it's like, it's false information. Look what you are talking about. Man, just shut the heck up, dude. What are you even talking about? Well, hey, I'm speaking the truth, and it is what it is. Just, it's what I'm saying. It's a rumor going around, and that Game Awards is shutting down to a point where I have to make my own Game Awards show. And that is a possibility, which I'm really super duper excited about. So, Game Awards could retire and shut down. And it's crumbling too. People are going to be really sad to see it go, but they deserve it. They really do. Because this Game Awards, even this year, so bad. Donkey Kong Bonanza, good. Donkey Kong Bonanza, best family game, perfect. But there's Mario Kart World, the best sports racing game, but they didn't announce no 3D Mario, no Mario Kart World, heck, in DLC, and they didn't announce Donkey Kong Bonanza being the heckin' game of the year. They didn't. Yeah. Game Awards is cooked, bro. It really is. It's cooked. It really is. Sorry, guys. But it's a, rumor going around that Game Awards is shutting down and shutting down and is falling apart. Yeah. That's what's happening right now. Oh, sorry guys. I didn't mean to do that. Honest was like, you're good. Just get a tissue or something. You're on point. So, as of now, I would like to say thank you for watching this amazing video about Game Awards and why it will eventually retire. Thank you for watching.